Hi, everybody. Bill Doolittle here for the Inside the Kentucky Derby report brought to you by Insider Louisville and the Wellspring Kentucky Derby Preview Party. It's 4 weeks until the Kentucky Derby. As you can tell, it just rained a few minutes ago, and that's part of life in Kentucky in the spring. It's a good thing as the horses arrive from all over the country. You know, they get those warm days and cool nights and a lot of rain, and then there's plenty of grass to chomp on, and horses just seem to thrive or do good, as they say on the backside. Well, yeah, it's 4 weeks until the Kentucky Derby. Today we're going to look at this week's three big Derby preps, which are the Wood Memorial in New York, and the Bluegrass Stakes in Lexington, and the Santa Anita Derby in California. But before we do that, we want to mention a couple other things, and one is that 2 weeks ago, one of our big horses, Thunder Snow, he won in Dubai. He's coming on the way to the Kentucky Derby. Another horse won the Spiral Stakes at Turfway, and that was Fast and Accurate. Another gray horse from the Sky High stable, and they seem to like gray horses, and he'll be in the Derby. All right, so, and one more thing before we go, let's look at the Florida Derby, which we previewed last week. And we were right about the Florida Derby. The favorite was Guinevere, and we said he didn't have to win because it's a front-end speed horse's track. And sure enough, a front-end speed horse won the race. And, he kind of got on the conveyor belt and shoot straight home, like as they always do. But he looked pretty good. His name was Always Dreaming. Always Dreaming. That's a pretty good Derby name. Let's take a look. We'll pick him up on the turn for home.
They make their way down the backstretch now in the 2017 Florida Derby. Up front, 3 rules to the half-mile pole with a length and a half lead. Always Dreaming getting a bit closer from second. Impressive Edge and State of Honor third and fourth. Talk Logistics has moved up to be fifth. Then Quinientos. The favorite Guinevere is getting going, but he's still a long way behind. Better than 10 lengths off the lead with less than 3 furlongs to run. 3 rules. The Florida Stallion Series champion has the lead by a length. Always Dreaming asked to quicken by Johnny V second. Up on the outside, it's Impressive Edge third. State of Honor. He has horse but needs some place to go from fourth. Guinevere is into fifth, but still a long way off the lead. And the lead is now held by Always Dreaming. Always Dreaming set down for the drive by John Velasquez, and he's moving away. State of Honor is up into second, then Impressive Edge. Guinevere too little, too late. But inside the 16th pole, the 2017 Florida Derby to Todd Pletcher. And Always Dreaming. They won it by 4 in the end. Second, State of Honor. Guinevere got running for third. Got close after that.
All right, nice race by Always Dreaming, and a nice name for the Kentucky Derby, Always Dreaming. But we think that, it might look a little bit better than it actually was. It was a very, very easy race for him. The kind of still like the horse that finished third, Guinevere, still like him better when they go 1.25 miles in the Kentucky Derby. Okay, also last weekend, the Louisiana Derby was run again, and Gervin won it, and he looked real good. He's been good all winter in Louisiana, in the Louisiana Derby. But the horse we kind of like was the one that finished second, whose name is Patch. And the reason he's called Patch is because he has one eye, and he wears a patch over his eye like that. And then the jockey has a peg leg and carries a sword. That's Patch. Okay. Next in line, we're coming up to our big 3 Derby preps this weekend. First in New York is the Wood Memorial, a very famous, excellent Kentucky Derby prep, but I don't think there's any really high caliber horses in it. We'll just go on. In California, in the Santa Anita Derby, which has really been good in the Kentucky Derby in the last few years, the California horses, of course, are often superior to the East Coast horses, even though people in New York don't really like to admit it. But anyhow, in the Santa Anita Derby, I don't think there's a really good star. Maybe Iliad, who's named for the Greek poet, and that would be a good enough reason for me to root for him. And also Gormley, who looks like he has no chance at all, but I have him in the winter book at 80-1, so we're rooting for Gormley. And then Bob Baffert has 4 horses in. I think that he's going to empty his barn and see if he can't get another Derby horse in from the Santa Anita Derby. And that leaves the Bluegrass Stakes, the big prep race of the weekend. And this is the best edition of the Bluegrass in many years. It has 4 good horses in it. McCracken, Taprit, J-Boys Echo, and Practical Joke. We have some video on this. First, here's McCracken in the Sam F. Davis Stakes in Florida earlier this spring at Tampa Bay Downs.
And it's a break of 3 lengths farther back. McCracken, and now Hernandez gets busy on McCracken as they approach the quarter-mile pole. It's still State of Honor and Julian Laperoux controlling the pace. Wild Shot on the outside second. Tapred is toward the rail third. And there he goes, McCracken on the outside. He swings to the center of the racetrack, and Hernandez has him in full stride as they're into the stretch. Wild Shot strikes to the lead. McCracken on the outside, gaining with every stride, and now collars the leader. Here's McCracken on the outside. Hernandez goes to the left-handed whip, drifts in slightly, but McCracken remains unblemished and will take this Sam Davis. Tapred is flying on for second. State of Honor is there for third.
Okay, nice race by McCracken, but then he missed a little bit of time, and Tapred, who also had a nice race in the Sam F. Davis Stakes, came back to run in the Tampa Bay Derby. And this is the voice of Richard Grunder, the track announcer at Tampa Bay Downs.
It's State of Honor and Julian Laperoux. They're trying to steal off and have the lead by 2.5. Sonic Mule at second. No dozing from the outside. Centeno now sets him down for the drive third. And there's Tapret. Now he gets the wake-up call. He's threading through from between horses. And now he's angled to the 3-path. And he's finishing up full of run with a quarter of a mile to run. State of Honor has the lead, but here comes the big gray, Tapret. He absolutely flies by the leaders. Beasley on the outside swings to the center of the racetrack, but it's Tapret. He's in the clear and strictly the one to catch. State of Honor is digging in gamely, trying to hang on for second. Up on the outside is Wild Shot, but down to the wire, it's Tapret. He makes another step forward on his way to Churchill. Well done, young man. We'll report home 4 lengths to the good.
All right, and a good race from Tapret, and that sets up what many consider a duel between Tapret and McCracken in the Bluegrass Stakes tomorrow. But I like him all right, but the horse I'm going to take is Practical Joke. I think he'll be the upsetter at a nice price, and we'll walk out of Keeneland with plenty of moolah. So that's Practical Joke tomorrow at Keeneland. We may be right, may be wrong. We'll see what happens. Let's go back over and just for review, top horses that I like right at this moment. 4 weeks from the Kentucky Derby, I like Thunder Snow from Dubai. He's probably my number 1 pick, and my number 2 pick, who sometimes is my number 1, is Gunnevera. And then we'll see what they do tomorrow, and we'll pick out some more the possibilities for the Kentucky Derby. Until then, this is Bill Doolittle for Inside the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Derby Preview Party by Wellspring. That's the Wellspring Derby Preview Party, April 25th at Churchill Downs on Millionaires Row. And we'll see you for that. And so long, thanks, and have a great day at the races.